Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamac, this is Limbus Company, The Twining Thread. In the last episode we found out that more ring members are sneaking in, and apparently at the moment they're sneaking in through the middle section. We also found Ryosho is starting to get her faint visage of Saru back. Wait no, Araya back. We also heard about her backstory with Saru. Saru was actually a pretty big dog. School, 9.57. Oh, that's a lot of guys, ain't it? You know what? You're probably the person that I need to tune up the level for a bit. 16. I can't bring in LCE Yeast. I can't bring in Encore Ego Yeast Sang though, because we're using the pointer list to get bonus what's-its. Ah well. We have as many blood fiends as we can manage, unfortunately. I wonder how high level we'll get the ring to by the time this is all over. Heck, they swiped everything that wasn't nailed down, huh? Fret not, I espy thither half of thy worldly possessions, articulated fixer figurines, video game cartridges. I'm not talking about my toy box, Kay. I had hella many of them anyway. My TV's gone, the couch too! As Kira said, only a conspicuous empty space was left where the television and family couch set used to be. Oh, those? LCE researchers hold them away. From the sound of it, they're going to set them up in their staff lounge. As for the leather and ornaments, they said they'll be selling them off. Yeah? Lutus seemed to notice something the moment she caught Kira's wistful look. The corners of her lips curled into a faint smile as she spoke with nonchalance. Who knows, with certain efficient cooperation, perhaps they'd be more receptive to the idea of returning those items. Assuming much? You never said I wanted them back. Anyway, I'll tell you all I know about what I know, so come this way if you want in. These two doors here, made from paper and wood, they connect to S-Core. And that one, reinforced with steel, that leads to V-Core. Backstreet swear. Having lived here and made frequent use of the doors herself, Kira was clearly the right person for the job of identifying where each door Wayfarer company had asked us to explore led. Directed by Kira and accompanied by Alan, we checked the doors one by one. Good work, all data seems to match. Thank you for your cooperation. Until there was just one back door left to open. I know this ain't anything new, but I gotta say these back doors are just too bloody convenient. And portals too. It ain't doing anything shady like the warp trains either, is it? Yours is simple as turning the knob and entering. Seems to me you'll ace your business rival in no time. I'm a bit hard pressed to agree with the too convenient sentiment when it comes to using back doors and portals, but since your intent was to claim Wayfarer's superiority over the current W core, I'll take that as a compliment. Did I say something wrong? Every technology comes with a cost, Heathcliff. Aptly said. While this has been a workday relatively free of casualties thanks to the quality information you've provided, do understand that Wayfarer Company's primary services include pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance. Each of those services is fraught with life-threatening dangers for our employees. Some never return after embarking on a pathfinding journey. Some are killed while battling monstrous entities whose exact natures haven't even been confirmed yet, that appear in the liminal space between paths. So Dimension Shredder? It also costs a pretty penny to keep the secured path, well, secure. I'd say our operating cost is on the rather steep side, especially considering we also try to prevent our rivals from taking this corner of the market. Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with his helmet off. It must be one of his precautions, just in case. Maybe his dry smile and unsettling lack of reaction to anything hints that he's simply seen too much to be fazed by most horrors. Still, our work's gotten considerably easier for this job thanks to the help from everyone here. Honestly, this partnership is working much better than I had expected. Very well then, let's take a look at the last door. It's the door Papa used to walk through all the time. I followed Kira into the door, and the second I crossed over the threshold, a breeze carrying an oddly familiar salty smell tickled the tip of my one of my clock hands. This one connects to somewhere in the general Great Lake area, it seems. Welcome to Eukor's giant stingray port ship. Stingray, huh? Why does that ring a bell? Hang on a minute, it's that place, isn't it? That port ship that has the Salon de Merlot, the private hair salon. Heathcliff chimed in with a shudder, as though the sheer weight behind his words terrified him. Oh, doth it signify then, we shall finally be made audience to young Heathcliff and his hair most luscious! Hairdo, most luscious. Ugh, quit it with that luscious nonsense, mate. Lass, why encourage me now when you are so cavalier about blasting my villainous arse back at the lake? Indeed, alas, 'tis true that punishment wrought upon our merry band hath severely outweighed the crime. Wouldst thou not agree, young Heathcliff, to put that coupons to use would be to remedy thy pain a smidge? Bugger it. I ain't even got anyone left to spruce up for anymore. Sweet, then can I use him? We were regulars at that Moorloo place, Papa and me. Papa would ask the middle fam for a favour. He'd bring loads of coupons back home. They give away a hair coupon every 10 visits, you see, so what am I even yapping about, all excited? Kira, who'd seemed ready to launch into a cheerful rant, came to an abrupt pause like a bike tripping over a ledge. Her face fell as she lowered her gaze and scuffed a pebble away. Looking back, I guess Papa did hella care for me, so why? But it's also true these guys went out of their way to get me out of there, even though they didn't know me so well. Why it's gotta be so complicated? Matthias gave you that unaesthetic BC? The heck's a BC? Bowl cut. Bro, listen, like I said, that's not how you shorten these things. For some reason, Ryoshu seemed almost gleeful to hear Kira correcting her acronym. It was reminiscent of that self-satisfied look she'd get after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the early days of our bus journey. Thinking back, ever since Sinclair's translations became reliable enough, the sinners had less reason to voice their frustrations with Ryoshu's acronyms, which in turn gave her fewer causes to snicker about. I'm not sure why, but something tells me that she might be making her acronyms ridiculously incomprehensible on purpose. If your conjecture is correct, Executive Manager, she has one tasteless sense of humour. From what I recall, the toys and games he was into were pretty retro. Must have been annoying to play along. At first, but the more I played along, the more I got into it. Still corny and juvenile as shit though. I know aught of that conflict within thee. Trifling and apocryphal they may be, yet we are all compelled to peer hindwards at the interests of the family. That's not an expression we see on Donnie too often. Yeah, I wanted to know what Papa was into to really get what he was asking about, or he was talking about. Besides, I needed to know these things if I wanted to chat him up and talk about a mutual subject, so... He'd tell me about you all the time, Yoshihide. Proud shit. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like, Yoshihide, I learned this in 2 days, or, yo, this was Yoshihide's fave, you know? Too bad I wasn't here to tell you that his words weren't worth shit. I once thought of him the same way as you do now, a good man, at least among the Nursefathers, caring enough to bring me gifts. But one day, I realized that he'd never understand the things I really cared about, even if his life had depended on it. One day, thou sayest? Pray tell, was there aught that changed thy perception of that man? That I don't remember when or why, just that it happened. Wait, I might know this. Wasn't it something that happened at school? Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you and him ever since you quit school. Bullshit, I've never been to school. I'd never even thought of wanting to go to school. Matthias must have been talking out of his ass again. Huh? No way, bro. I even saw a clip of it. What? Papa showed me that video when he was teaching me how to use these doors. I even saw baby you going, "I'm off to school, Dad," in that video, so I'm pretty dang sure. But I don't... As Kira went on, Ryoshu's confidence from her initial retort seemed to slip away. I couldn't blame her. So much of her memory had been mutilated. Ryoshu didn't sound like she was denying it out of hand, though. She seemed to mean it when she said she'd never been to school and had never even wanted to. And I want to glimpse the fragment of the memory that made her say that. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my eyes. Very well, Yoshihide, I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. There's a subsidiary of the ring. Academy. You sure it was a school, not like an art academy or something like it? Wait, that kind of makes more sense. Yeah, it must have been an academy, not a school. Academy of Art. Ryoshu muttered a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle she was assembling. Then, after a brief moment, she turned toward me with an astounded scoff and a look of mild irritation. Clock. You deserve a smack. Ah! Then lightly smacked me upside the head with her scabbard. What was that for? This memory sucks, Clock. I would have been just fine without it. But at least I got to remember the incident that changed my perspective on Matthias. Dad, how do I go to a school? School, Yoshihide? Well, I don't see why you would wish, let alone need, to go to such an institution, when we Nursefathers are here to provide you with all the education you require. You would later find our unique style of homeschooling to have been much more enlightening than trudging through any of the nest's formulaic educational systems. But Dad, I saw him in a picture book, and I don't have any friends here. Oh, Rian and his pointless... But it is true that there are qualities that can be learned only through group erudition that engenders competition. Very well, Yoshihide, I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. Really? I intend to send Yoshihide to an academy as part of my educational curriculum. There is an Academy of Art, a subsidiary of the Ring. Companionship with other talented children of approximately her age will nourish the spirit of inspiration that will guide Yoshihide's growth. The prescript approves. But Callisto, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake. And how are you so certain of that? Do elaborate if you can, hand puppet of the prescripts by whom every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of choice, of what is right or wrong? And off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would have prevented what is to come. Callisto had found me a rather decent academy. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone weren't so bad when I was with other kids. No, that's not quite it. It'd be more accurate to say I started to understand people's perspective on beauty. Of course I would, when all we ever did was nod along to the lecturers and spout purple prose, all the while making pincushions out of people's bodies like it was nothing. Our lesson today will focus on corporous techniques. Now take a good look at the diagram here, then the mannequins before you. weave the blood vessels in the same pattern as the diagram, and I don't know why we're even learning about corporate stuff in this day and age. Alright, I don't get what the point of this slug is, tying and shaping blood vessels to make a colour that a drop of ink can do better. I read that in a book. I'm more excited to learn about Cubist technique than this crap. Honestly, why is this washed up movement even a part of the curriculum? It's just boring, shallow gore stuff. No, it's gory, but it's boring and shallow only because you guys are bad at it. What? Aw, you mad because your dad's lame corporist? Oh, is he? No wonder her stuff is just Ow! I was taught that people who say bad things about my family deserve to get their butt kicked. Them bad-mouthing Callisto wasn't actually what set me off. I didn't have any special reverence or attachment to family like Matthias did either. It's just what I was taught to dislike, that's all. Just one of those tantrums kids of that age have. Kids will be kids and all that. I'm home, Dad. Hey, buddy! Yeah, home early. Oh man, must have been playing rough today, huh? You got dust all over. Got into a fight. A fight? Yeah, they kept saying dumb things about class stuff, so I smacked them. What about you? They didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? On my cheek, but it's okay because I punched them this many more times. Did I do good? That's my girl. Dad? Where are you going? Oh, you know, I just got some business to take care of. Why don't you sit tight and work on a coloring book? Daddy'll be home before you know it. Okay. Is it bro business? No, it's family business. I ain't seen what's so bad about taking care of your own. Them snotty sods don't learn respect unless you beat her into them. If only he'd been a simple-minded fool like you, then the story would have ended right there with a pat on my head. What? Papa, I mean, the middle doesn't stop there. It never does. You hurt a member of the family. That automatically gets you written up in the book. Yeah. And he did what he did in the end. Huh? Ah, there you are, Yoshida. Is class starting already? A diligent little girl. Wonder who she takes after. Dad? I know. I said I'll be back before you know it, but I got a bit lost trying to find my way through the ring bastards' tricky mazes. You know how they are. Oh yeah, and there are so many sniveling brats here. Well, as for the crimes, they slapped my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructors, well, anyone would agree they did one sorry job of keeping these tykes under control. In that case, pursuant to Title 2, Section 52 of the book, execution by beheading. They clearly don't do much use for what sits on their shoulders, eh? How do you like it, buddy? Papa's the best, ain't he? How dare he! Such senseless, barbaric violence! Uncultured, uncivilized animal. Do not be discouraged, dearest Yoshihide. I have eyed out yet another academy worthy of your talents. It is much more significant and prestigious institution this time. I assure you, even an intemperate berserker like Matthias won't dare force his way into such a place as he did the previous academy. Don't wanna. Yoshihide? I don't want to go to an academy. I don't want to go. I don't need friends anyway. For all his posturing, nothing that was ever important to me held any significance to Matthias. He took a lot away from me just to feel good about himself. So I hoped he, more than anyone, would never find about the things I held dear, because I was afraid he would take them away from me like he did the others. But he'd always catch on any faster than he had any right to. Every contract that took me away from the House of Spiders made me tremble in anxiety, because I was worried about... I don't remember what, but I do know that I could never stop thinking about my room. So whatever occupied the room in my absence must have been the most precious thing to me in the world. The scabbard, which had been stirring lightly as Ryoshu encountered her past, soon began to rattle audibly. It's doing that thing again. Ryoshu patted her scabbard with a gentle, reassuring hand. The scabbard that was once Araya, a memory without attachment. It appeared to me almost as though she was pacifying a crying child. We've already identified Utis will be the middle nurse father there, and we find out, oh yeah, Matthias was even worse than you thought. Seeing that gesture, Heathcliff briefly cast a sullen yet expectant gaze between Ryoshu's scabbard and my device. He must be thinking back to his last conversation with Catherine. But Catherine's existence, unlike Araya's, was erased by the golden bough itself. I doubt this device could do anything for Heathcliff at this point. From everything we know, the ring nurse father seems to have been the least awful parental figure in your childhood. Yeah, didn't know that Robo-Unc was such a radical guy. He sent you at an academy like you wanted and he even got angry on your behalf? Oh. Hazy memories, almost forgot to mention. A few days after that, Callisto left a snowman by my pillow as a gift. It was made of heads. Heads? Yes, decapitated heads from the incident at the academy threaded together into a sculpture. Thinking back, it was some sorry excuse for an art. He's sorely mistaken if he thought some low-effort bullshit like that could make me feel better. Could have spared us the details, lass. Well, with that covered, do you guys want to head back? Hang on. What's up? Gonna get that luscious treatment before heading back? Shut it, you. That ain't it. Look there, those blokes walking out of the salon. Forvists, ain't they? They found us. It would not be odd to find a field branch of the Ring's art movement in different districts of the city, especially that of the Forvist scale. However, various evidence, such as the masks and the fact that our group has immediately drawn their attention, suggests that they are in the same pack as the ones making regular incursions into the House of Spiders. This is LCB, speaking to team leader Alan, requesting immediate commencement of a lockdown sequence. Copy that. And why don't we... Holy shit, guys, stop! Bloody hell, what? Don't you know where you are? You're smack dab in middle protected turf. Cause a scene. Bros and sisters in the middle will be here any second. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem. We've already drawn the Ring's unwanted attention. We certainly don't want the middle coming after us to the House of Spiders too. Sounds like you've got a GI. Talk. Ever played whack-a-mole? Like, why give ourselves a countdown? Just head back through the door now and beat up whoever thinks it's a great idea to walk in through the door. She puts forth a sound strategy, Executive Manager. As long as there's no high-ranking officer among them, it would be to our benefit. Well then, let's do as Kira says. That was quick. Alan blinked, shooting us a puzzled look as our entire squad came pouring through the door long before he finished the lockdown sequence. Due to newly emergent complications past the door, we have concluded that this location is the optimal point to intercept and engage the infiltrators from the Ring. This location, you say? Oh wait, that door leads to a zone under a syndicate or a Wing's protection, doesn't it? Better idea to fight here then. Happy to work with someone quick on the uptake. It wasn't long before the Forvists began rushing in through the open door. I didn't want to summon them while they're relaxing, but... well, can't be helped. And I summoned the sinners back to work. They might as well all just come with us. Then they won't get nasty shocks when they get pulled away. Try to be a bit more careful with your health. No, I mean, I'm just worried for you all. Clashable counter to clashable counter. Nothing happens. She's intercepting a clash will counter, but oh well. I do need to be careful about how I line up these attacks though, just in case. There we go, triple resonance. The enemy with the fastest turn, with the fastest speed gains offense level down and bleed count. That's actually a pretty cool effect. Wait, I've never seen that animation. Is that her evade sprite? Oh, I only have one superior charge left, and though somewhat unstable, the manager can remotely command and communicate with every sinner. Caution! Manifested sinners can equip identities and follow commands, but they lack independent will and retain no memory of their manifestation. The distance limit between the manager and the sinners for equipping identities increases vastly. I want to know what the full power version of this is gonna be. I'll take the hit, honestly, there's not much else we can do about it.
짜증나게.
불을 건드렸겠다.
이것쯤은 뚫려라. 따뜻한 너희의 목이 이 혈투를 승리로 이끌.
Actually, with these guys do have a lot of unbreakable coins. I kind of want to use her ego here. So she's going to be rolling a 10 on this. That's nice. I want to check something actually.
어떤 말도 할 수 없어.
Okay, so you can tell how strong a skill is by looking at the patterns on the border. I don't think that these I don't think the patterns change for enhanced skills is what I'm getting at. No, Yiseng! Damn it. An important aspect about these fights is that you don't get any dialogue for the ego, just like Envy Pecatula. Oh no, Envy Pecatula have the static.
저것들 전부 녹여서 썰어버려도 상관없지?
누가 누구에게 말을 거는 거지?
3 attack weight. Okay. So don't expect something anything impressive with this. Honestly, it's almost comedic how many times we're pulling this off on people.
짜증나게.
우리 식구를 건드렸겠다. 목이 피었잖아. 놈 나와.
I don't like how many status effects are being thrown around. Please tell me that this thing has been yes, this thing has been recording. Okay, cool.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
Okay, I think I need to swap Ryoshu over to her Kurokumo identity. She's an in-core ego because that has a good backup passive for lust excavations, but right now I think we need the ego. But anyhow, yeah, we're done there. So until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around. After this will probably be my final recording for the evening. I need to actually edit and upload these. And sleep. Sleep is important too. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.